Hi, moepork here. I'm doing a VOD review of Enderslayer, a Diamond 2 VOD of a strange player. This person has been on Reddit regularly searching and asking questions and really seems adamant about wanting to improve, so I thought I'd comply or oblige and try to help this person out. This is a kind of a checklist of how I want to go about playing tank. So number one, use your resources to make plays. So in this situation it would be your HP. Your HP is a resource, your shield, and your flight cooldown. If it doesn't work and nothing happens off the play, you retreat, use natural cover, replenish said resources, and then repeat. Number two, path optimally to reduce the amount of resources you need to get into those optimal positions to make plays. So like think about natural cover as you're moving forward so that you're not getting poked down while you are trying to move forward. 3. Move with purpose. Prioritize squishies when they're accessible, otherwise shoot tanks, and build ultimate. Strange is one of the most powerful ultimates in the game, so shooting tanks is not bad, but there is a priority list. You can also shield off healing from overextending tanks. Think about that as well. And number 4, keep mental notes of enemy positions so that you can use your abilities optimally. And also prioritize mitigating damage / distracting from duelists in neutral game, 6v6, and taking away their space. Alright, so let's get into it. So right away, often you will see Stranges want to TP here at the beginning of the game. TPing here is very valuable because it sets you up and gives you priority positioning compared to the opponent. And the reason why you don't want to go forward anymore and put the portal here or put the portal here is because if the enemy Strange also does the same thing, all of a sudden you're on their side, they're behind you. It becomes really confusing for both parties, so it just turns pretty coin flippy. But if you put your portal here anyways, since they don't have a Strange, you don't know that yet, but you can correctly deal with the enemy portal as well. But this allows your Psylocke to flank early and get a really fast flank. This allows you to put your rocket res up in a good spot as well. Set up your Punisher turret here, Punisher turret here. It just funnels the enemy into a choke point. It's not the tightest choke point, but it still gives you all these angles, all this natural cover. You got cover here, you got cover here, cover here, you got cover on point, and they have all these angles that they have to deal with. Okay, so we're not using TP. Okay, so we're walking to point, using the natural cover here. Okay, need to take a mental note of where the DPSers are, so we have the Namor here. And we didn't really see the Bucky from our angle, though we kind of did. It's really still hard to get a grasp on where he is, but he is going around here. We'd immediately back up, since we can't really easily access the Namor, but we can really easily access this guy. Your Punisher is a little bit inty here, but let's see. Do you get the trade? He dies, you get the trade. You have rocket res coming. You see, they roughly die at the same time, so you see your rocket res went off and theirs did not. So you are up a person in advantage. So right here, they are down a DPSer and you are not. What do? We're backing up. So right away we have almost full health. We have full shield. You try to make a push and then you back up, but like nothing, you weren't in danger. You still have plenty of resources to make a play. And as we tried to do before, we want to use your resources to make play, but we haven't been using that yet. Okay, your Punisher gets another kill, so you're up 2. Not really doing enough damage to this tank either. I think it would be fine, but like you have their supports are like right in your face. They're very close. You could be pressuring those supports out more. And another thing is that instead of shooting the tank in this situation, you could be pressuring their healers so their Ben is not getting healed. Because your shield, your body blocking, maybe not for Sue heals since it pierces, but like your shield will block. You'll be pressuring them. They're going to have to heal each other. They're going to burn cooldowns. Their Ben is not getting healed. Okay, so we're backing up still. Wait. We also just let them cap point for free. So you're up 2, and you let them cap point for free. You're not pressing advantage. They're getting progress on the objective, and you're not. So if this turns out into a really long brawl, this is like the worst possible situation, considering how much of an advantage you had in the beginning. Okay, so you trade tanks here. Namor just came back, so you're even right now. You have an advantage here with Amplifier. Ideally, you want to be using natural cover as you're moving up. So this side, for example, they are backing up though, so that is good. You are funneling them back. This Sue is in a vulnerable position. You can potentially go for her, but you are also low on shield, so you don't really have the resources to do this. You could be attacking the mag, forcing him off the point, and slowly getting progress on capping the point. That is fine as well. Just in this situation, I'd be thinking about backing up and replenishing resources. Okay, we have Sue ult, because you got low. You are replenishing your shield, that is good. You want to be pushing up if you can, although you're using the edge of the thing. If you did a little bit more damage to the thing, you'd have your ult by now, and then you could actually use this invis. Since they can't see you, you can get an ult off here. So you can use your flight to fly high and then get an ult off on top of them. But you don't have your ult, so we can't do that. They follow up with their Sue ult, that's fine. You're still building yours. And then she just uses her push right here. So this is the other thing that we want to talk about is... Oh, I didn't even put it in here. So track important cooldowns / ultimates that mitigate your plays. So in this specific situation, Sue is the big one. Sue push. That is infamously known for cucking Eye of Agamotto, because she can just boop you out in the middle of your cast and you get nothing. But she just used it there. You have your ultimate. You have a pillar to use and fly over them. You have your flight. I would just rip your ultimate right now, even though we don't know if Mag used the bubble or not. I would just go for it, because you can kill through Sue ult, even 275 HP characters. It's a little more difficult compared to 250 without a damage boost, but you have enough charge here. You can pop your ultimate, get a whip off, and then blow her up, and then nullify her. I think you need roughly a 300 millisecond window between your whip, assuming that you're hitting both her and her ghost, plus your burn. But yeah, I'd rip the ultimate right here. Okay, you have no shield to block that, but you did get behind cover before that hit, so that worked out. That guy almost died, that's really unfortunate. You lost one. That's actually not a bad ultimate. You get a good priority target. Okay. So even though it's 5v5, you have a DPS disadvantage, but you have a healer advantage. So you win in a slower battle. So right here, you want to press advantage. But you want to make sure you are mitigating damage while you're pushing forward. So you need to be shield canceling, and you need to be aware of the matchup and the attack patterns of these DPSers. So this guy does like an attack every, like 700 milliseconds. This guy does 3 shots quickly and then reloads or uses an ability. You need to make sure you're shield canceling in between your attacks while you're pushing them to make sure you're not losing as much HP. And you also did I'd probably say like a 60, 70 damage, probably more closer to 60 damage burst here, but you're doing 60 damage and you're about to take, I can already tell you're about to take a shit ton of damage here, and you're already like about half health, because this locks you out of holding your shield locks you out of doing anything else every time you press your burst key, which is your L1? Your L1. Boom, you almost died there. So I was right up with that. And then right here, you're turning your back. Now this is good that you want to check to where your teammates are, but you're trying to survive here. You need to make sure you're actually shielding the damage that is shooting you. So don't turn your back here. Okay. I would also probably use this cover instead, right here. Since you're probably not going to die to the Magneto, and you probably could have killed this raccoon at the same time. This also makes it more risky for them to move up here. So you're mitigating damage at the same time by using that corner. And you're in line of sight of your healers too, so you shouldn't be that afraid there. Your Psylocke is distracting them a lot, so that's... Your Psylocke is making plays. Okay, you get a kill here, that's good. Alright, shields up. You got resources to play off of. Although you get pulled out, so you're not really using those. Alright. Punisher's ulting. You're supporting the Punisher ult by going for the guy that's on point. You want to basically play defense here on the ult. Shoot anyone that comes to the point. That's good. Now, hold on. Let's run back here. You want to press advantage here, you're up 2. You have about like 10 seconds before Bucky comes back, maybe 15. And 20 before Magneto comes back. So you saw Namor go over here. You know Bucky's not alive. There's just 2 supports and a Ben here, so their effective range is very low. You don't have to worry about getting shot by a Bucky as you chase this Namor. Or Magneto. So if this Namor holds this position, he's off-angling like he should. If he holds this position as you push him, you will most likely get a kill. So your goal is to push him out. And if he stays, you get a kill. Okay, we're giving up a lot of space for some reason. And Bucky's back. Magneto's about to be back. We use fly because you thought you were in danger, that's fine. Unfortunately, your ult is coming up, so you want to really make sure that you're not forced to use your fly when your ultimate is coming up. Because that is how you get easy ultimates. You are most likely going to build your ultimate very, very soon before you even get another flight, so... Okay, you build it in the Sue ult. But they're dumping all their ultimates, so I don't think I'm assuming you're about to lose this fight. Yeah. You're gonna be forced to TP here. Your Psylocke looks like she's in a position to touch. Oh, she gets a kill. That's really huge. Your Psylocke's doing good here. Really good. And she got the overtime. But she dies for it, it's fine. You got enough to get your TP back. Alright. Now, okay. Once again, you have your ultimate, you just wasted your flight here. You're not in any immediate danger. You just, as soon as you go through this portal, hold your shield, assess the situation, take a mental note of where everyone is. Now you don't have flight for your ultimate, which is like really important. Okay, so now that we got a proper assessment of the situation, we have Bucky here. He's out of position. He's trying to hook, so you want to make sure you block that. Ben's here. You have Raccoon here. You have another person here. And you have Namor right in front of you. So you're already distracting their DPS, which is... Now the reason why you want your flight here is, well, obviously it just bursts you forward so that you can get an optimal ult off. But let's see. What you could do with the flight, and I think we've already set up before, is you can use this natural cover as you're moving up. You can use your resource to push them back. You can use the natural cover here to fly above and out of their line of sight and then drop down on them and then boom, Agamotto. Oh, I can already tell this is going to be a bad ultimate because we haven't even... Well, one, there's no flight, so you're not going to get a burst of thing forward. Sue hasn't used her push, I don't think. I wasn't paying attention. But you haven't even crossed this line. This is where the cover is. The Bucky's going behind cover, Namor's going behind cover. You need to cross this line in order to get any value out of an ultimate. So if you hit something here, I'll be surprised. You hit nothing. Well, technically you hit the thing behind you, but whatever. That's not important. Okay, you end up winning the fight anyway. I think. Okay, you're doing a good job of building your ultimate so far. Yep, shooting Magneto here is fine. Get him off the point. He's also just overextended. You have man advantage, so there's nothing really else to shoot because everyone else is playing so far back. Consider going for that Namor, but I think he's rotating around. He's rotating around. You can hear him. You're up 3 people. You need to be pushing right here. You need to be pushing these two. Like they're staggering themselves. You should be able to get to this too. You hear the Namor going to the jump pad, so you know where he is. You need to be pushing in here. You need to be shielding for your Punisher ult. Like, if you are in their faces, this Punisher will probably feel more safe. You're still backing up. You need to be playing this corner over here. Play this corner over here. You'd be annoying this Bucky a lot. You want to be playing, you know there's a Namor up here, a Rocket up here. You want to be potentially using your flight to push these guys off. But you want to make sure you're up forward, because they are, if your team is up with you, especially when you're pinging attack here on your ping wheel, they're going to be forced to use cooldowns to get out of this position. In which case you can either back up or you can trade cooldowns to go for picks and use your resources to go for picks after they have nothing. So it's a lot safer, a lot easier for you to get picks this way. If you've ever played like a attack shooter like Valorant or Counter-Strike, the same thing applies. You're playing more forward positions to force their flashbangs, force their smoke grenades, force their utility out of the round. In this case, it's a time, but then they use their cooldowns to get into here. That means they don't have their cooldowns for their next corner, and so forth. So you're just wasting time for them. On a defensive position, that's very valuable. This Sue should be dead. You have Psylocke here. She's attacking him. You just need to push this. They're isolated. Your Ben's here with you too. Yeah, this Sue should be dead. And then most likely you just win off of that because they don't really have enough time to regroup without swapping to Strange. You're just... Okay. So I notice you go for the Sue here. You need to block the Namor ult. I'd probably continue following the Sue and then turning around. Or you can, since you went this way, you can go around this way. That way you're line of sighting all the damage. Since you've gotten Bucky ulted, you can still be healed. You're using cover while closing distance on the Sue. But you kind of just ignore that after she kind of inted. And then you do a panic ult, it looks like. You did hit the Ben, but that's not really important here. Because if you got the Sue, I think you can actually still win this fight. Because they're down the Raccoon. They're down Namor. And if they don't have Sue, your Sue gets back. Potentially ults. And then you just win. Potentially. Let's see what happens. Okay, immediately go for Ben. You let the Psylocke run right past you. This is a high priority target right here. High priority. While you may not kill her, you will force her cooldowns. And then all of a sudden you're mitigating her damage. She has no cooldowns. She just used her dash. She just used her stealth. And then you have her back. You have your back facing towards her. She's literally just barrel stuffing you. But I mean, at this point, I think it's just too far, too gone. You had multiple opportunities to actually win that round back if you took the space and press your advantage, but that didn't happen. So really want to pound this as being very, very important. Use your resources to make plays. If it doesn't work, retreat, natural cover, replenish, and repeat. Okay, this map. Once again, as a strange player, you have TP. Arguably, like, really oppressive maps to get TP positioning on. Because, look at these chokes. Look at how tight these chokes are. If you have TP and they don't, you get here, they have to walk through these really rough choke points. Really rough. But anyway, if you don't TP here, most people play for the upper position here. Like, the DPSers will usually fight over here. So walking forward from here with your DPS is a little sus, as strange, because it takes a lot of resources to just walk forward here. Yeah, you could delay a little bit of time and give your DPS a few extra seconds of space, but personally, I would prefer pathing down here using the natural cover. It's basically almost like flanking, and then using fly to get here. Now all of a sudden, let's say your Punisher is right here. Say your Psylocke is right here. All of a sudden, the people, let's say they're coagulated around here attacking this way, all of a sudden they're forced to look at you. Now they're not looking at your team. You can still potentially kill a squishy here. Use your resources. Use your shield. Use your HP. Potentially kill a squishy like a Rocket, like a Sue, like a Bucky. Force the Psylocke out. Use her cooldowns. But they're going to have their backs to the side of your DPS base. And then if it doesn't work, you just fall back behind natural cover. Probably the point is about to open, so you can probably go to point, get topped off, replenish, repeat. Okay, we go straight to point, which is awkward. Magneto went to point. If you were up there with them, it'd be a 6v5. Magneto's not really doing much up there. Okay. Sue just inted, so this ends up working, and you also get a kill on Ben. So right here, you have health, you have shield, you have a man advantage. Well, maybe not man advantage because you saw him get res, but you have beacon advantage. So they're dumping ults on your backline. You either need to trade supports here, or in this case, their DPS are out of position, so prioritizing their DPS is proper here. You did take a lot of damage, though, trying to do it. So you end up losing point. You did get a little bit of progress on the point in the beginning, which is nice. But you do need to learn your matchups and attack patterns of specific heroes. Okay, need to get out of the Sue ult so that your team can see you. There you go, you got your own Sue ult, now you can play more aggressive. Your ult's coming up soon, so you want to think about how to use this. Kill on Ben is actually good because he's in your Sue ult. He can't be seen by their team, so prioritizing that is perfectly fine. Builds a lot of ultimate. You are forcing them to touch point. So any damage you can do here on any target, especially when you're up people, is perfectly fine. This Sue should be dead. You kind of back off. Hold on, let me check this again. There you go. This Sue should be very dead. She's already half health. She is literally one-shottable for you right now, if you hit your shot. Even if she jumps away, like, you should have killed her before she jumped away. But you want to keep chasing this. You want to keep chasing this. You have your ultimate. I'd rip the flight here right now, even though I didn't see her push yet. Boom, there's your push. Go. Press, 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 press. Just go right for her. And we turn around this. It worked out. But my god, you were lucky. Reason why you're lucky. She has a dash. She didn't do it in time. Magneto's probably still getting used to the shield time reduction nerf, but he has his bubble. He didn't use it. That was extremely risky ult. But also, you had free reign on their backline as well. You probably could have gotten two, you probably could have gotten both supports, or you could have gotten Bucky and Sue. Sue definitely. And that was your primary target. So they have two supports and Ben here. You have no supports. So it seems like you're playing passive. I don't know if you're doing it intentionally or just by default since you've been kind of playing this way all game. But it's working out here because your goal here is to stall point as much as possible before losing it. Or stall it long enough for your supports to get back. Okay, you have resource now. This too. Oh, you're taking a lot of damage. You're taking a lot of damage for free. You didn't really do any damage to the Sue. Or the Ben. You're using cover, you get back on. Little sus. Oh, Bucky's right there. 1 HP. Kind of let him pass you. Boom, 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 boom. Little tunnel vision on the tanks here. Free kill. Right here. Their Sue went so far forward to even heal the Bucky. That's a free kill as well. Oh, well you do get the kill on the Bucky. Okay, you fly here, you're forced to fly here, you need to fly all the way up so that the Psylocke does not continue to chase you. If they flip the point, it's unfortunate, but it's a necessary evil because you do get a kill, you don't want to trade immediately. Okay, you canceled your flight, you need to keep flying upwards so that the Psylocke cannot continue to slash. It has a vertical limit. Okay, you need to be pressing this, help your Psy. Need to be a little bit faster on that. Okay, you're almost at your next ult, so I'd be thinking about how to use it in this case. Oh, you get big chunk. You get big chunk. So you're kind of sitting out in the open, and then you reload, right? You're still out in the open. You just get chunked for reloading. You lose 400 HP for reloading. All you have to do when you want to reload, just use the cover. Play the corner. That kind of baits your Sue out into a bad position. Okay. Kind of a risky ultimate, but I see where you're coming from. You're expecting people make plays like this all the time, even at a higher elo. They'll take kind of like guessy plays on where the enemy should be based on like where they were and where people just naturally tend to be after like experience. It's like an experience thing. And it pays off here. So I'm not in love with the ultimate, but I'm not against it either. Unfortunately, you did the Ben ult at the same time, but you can't really control that. You guys basically press the button at the same time. But you win the fight. It's good. I think the ultimate's fine. Risky, but it works. Okay, you get a Sue ultimate here when she comes back, so didn't matter that you die here, you automatically win the fight now. Not sure why you're teleporting here, and also not sure why Rocket is amping here. Won the fight, like, with flying colors. I don't think you have to worry about TPing here. Definitely don't have to worry about TPing, it was a waste. Okay, so they're forced to come out of a choke, and you immediately back up. Nope. 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 Play this corner. Play the corners. Play the corners. They should not be allowed to get out of this choke point this easily. Force them to use resources to get out of this choke point. This Bucky has his back towards you. This should be a free kill. Psylocke, force her cooldowns. Her back is towards you. Rocket, force his dashes. Probably won't kill him, but you'll chunk him a lot. Bucky is probably your primary target here. And the enemy just used Sue ult. So, from this position, you want to make sure these people do not get in the Sue ult. Bucky is probably the easiest one you can prevent. Should be a free kill. You go for the rocket, but he's already in. And then we use fly for no reason. Okay, you're helping your Punisher ult. That's good. Consider shielding him as he walks up, since he's really vulnerable here. Okay, Sue should be dead here. Okay, I think you just win. Yeah, okay. Let's go to map 3. So right away, I wouldn't bother TPing here. TPing is fake. Getting here is like, it takes about the same time to run through this choke as it is to get there, so that only leaves teleporting on point, which means you can get surrounded. Yeah, I wouldn't use TP. I would just use TP to reinforce later in the fight. Okay, we use fly here, but it doesn't matter because you'll get it back in time. I would definitely path up this way. It's just faster.
Should I give them until the count of 4 to walk?
Okay, Punisher's turret set up already. Huge pressure at the choke. I would contest any flankers. Nice, you are doing that. I see. I like this. So Psylocke is behind him. Back's faced. Punisher, massive pressure here. Going for this is where flankers love to play, and you going this pathing is perfect because you are out of line of sight. You're basically flanking the flanker. Getting him off the position, already forcing his cooldowns. That's perfect. Big criticism here is you're losing too much HP for contesting this. So once again, you need to learn the matchups, you need to learn their attack patterns, and you need to make sure you're pressuring this person by actually taking favorable trades. So holding your shield up for like 2 of their attacks, throwing a projectile, canceling with a shield, and so you're dishing damage while not taking damage yourself, and you're using your shield. You want to make sure you're depleting your shield resource in this case before your health resource, because now you're going to be forced off point when you originally had a good position and your back is facing towards the damage dealers again. I can already tell this is going to hit nothing because look how far away you are from the Magneto, who can easily shield. The Sue is going to be behind the Magneto shield. The Rocket can just dash out. He's not that close. Yeah. Like that's a game-losing ultimate. Like you could theoretically, even though you had ultimate disadvantage here, you could theoretically win off of that ultimate because of how good your ultimate is. So personally, I wouldn't be using TP here because I don't recall. I mean, obviously we can see it in the replay. They have 4 ultimates, but I also don't recall them using their ultimates in a long time. So generally want to force ultimates until you have an even or advantage in the economy. Also, going this way is very, 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 very sus. Like, this is a very, very long choke point. Takes a lot of resources to get through, and then you have to sit here in a more open place to get poked down even more. I would very much like to see you, and you can kind of coerce your team into doing it by spamming, you know, attack here pings. Go up here. Take the high ground route. More cover, less poke. You're already wasting shield. You're looking back, making sure your team is here, which is fine. But you're also dilly-dallying. If you're going to take this spot, you need to really press through quickly. And then you need to probably... You didn't take that much damage, luckily, but you want to move up to this location, maybe this location, use this natural cover before pushing in more, replenish here. But yeah. Right now the goal here is just to get their ultimates out. Oh, ooh, so, okay. They used an ultimate, he died for it. Your Punisher's ulting, he's moving forward. Now you want to assist this Punisher, you want to walk up with him, and you're flanking. You're flanking. Homie. Okay, so you have much greater value. You just want to increase your value here, dude. You want to shield for this Punisher walking in so that he can get a better position. Like, if you're up here, if he's up here with you shielding him, this guy most likely dies. This guy most likely dies. This guy most likely dies. This guy can get insta-killed here by the Bucky and the Psylocke. But we're flanking. So, if you're going to flank, got to make sure to make it count. Boom. We see Bucky. Hold up. Can't even tell where the Bucky is because your model, but we see a Sue here. And then we turn our backs, accidentally block a Mag ult, and then instantly go on the bend. So we didn't even get value out of that. So right here I'd be TPing. Their Psylocke is popping off. Okay, we got a Sue ult, that's good. I think you just went off this now. They have no really response to it. Okay, right here. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Even more so. Okay, right here. So you're walking out of the Sue ult. You have only 300 shield. You need to think about your escape plan. You don't have that much resource left. So you probably get like one round of attacks and then you're potentially dead. So you need to use... You don't even have burst up here, so you're not even going to get that much value out of pushing them. You do have mana advantage, but you also don't want to int. And then you turn your back to the damage dealers after you get chunked. Gotta stop doing that. But as you're going out of that Sue ult, you need to be thinking about backing up to this cover. Okay, we're backing up. We're still out in the open with no shield, no health. You're lucky you didn't die there. Now you just need to be using this cover and replenish. Even though you're at a mana advantage, you want to press, you need to replenish first. You don't need to replenish as much because they don't have healers. You do. There we go, good. Good cleanup. Boom. Alright, these guys are staggering themselves. You need to push up here and kill them. Especially the Sue. Overextended. You're kind of really hesitant to make things happen here. You have full health, once again. Full health. Full shield. What do you want to use? You want to spend this resource? Taking space. So you want to play these positions. Ideally this one, because this one's kind of like fake. They can kind of see you from that angle. You can also sit on high ground to make sure that no flankers are happening, but if your Psylocke is up there, that's kind of her job. Okay, you're kind of just staring at your Psylocke ult, but if you were up here, you probably could have capitalized more. This is a really bad Psylocke ult regardless, because you kind of want to wait for people to commit through the choke before doing this. That being said, you have your ultimate. You can do what we just discussed. You have your flight. Oh. Okay, so you're using the Psylocke to actually take space, and then you immediately go back. You're kind of going back again. So, if you're playing right here, you have this corner to play. You can poke. You can prod. As they're getting closer to the choke, you can duck behind cover, fly up and over, wait for them to come through, and then boom, big Agamotto on their entire team. Doesn't matter that you don't have full charge to one-shot yourself. Your whole team will be there ready to capitalize. And then you get massively chunked. So you can't even go for the Q at this point. You can't go for the ult at this point. You'll die. That's very unfortunate. You also have full shield, so you didn't even use your shield there. Now you give up a massive positioning. You're getting hard pressed and hard pressured so that you can't even get a good ultimate off. That's another thing that you can do in terms of figuring out what you want to ult and what you want to pressure based on what ultimates they have. If you pressure the person that has the ultimate, they'll be forced to use a really shoddy ultimate or just unable to use it at all because they'll waste it by dying mid-cast animation. That's basically what's happening to you right here. Oh, you're cooked. You're cooked. Yep. I'm assuming you just lose the fight now. You could have potentially brought this game back if you just played this corner and went for that ultimate play. I don't even think you're gonna have enough time to TP, are you? Nope. Okay. So, things to improve. Basically, what we already went over. I would definitely focus on this the most. I would also do press advantage when you're up in players. Take more space, be more aggressive in these situations. I would highly focus on this the most. And then this. I'd probably say you could probably do 2 at a time. Doing too many will kind of like overload your mental stack. But you might slow down your gameplay, you might devolve your gameplay a little bit because you need to focus on improving these aspects. But ultimately, you'll get better at them, and then you'll see an immediate improvement. And then once you get the hang, or once you get a better hang of these, improving these areas right here, then you can focus on something else like this, like pathing optimally. Prioritization, keeping mental notes of enemy position. This one's also very important because you need to know where your opponents are, you need to know where your teammates are in order to make plays in the first place. But just do one thing, maybe 2 things at a time to improve on. Really actively think about what you're doing. As far as track important cooldowns and ultimates to mitigate your plays, and also help your priority list on what your focus targets are. Suit push, as we stated before, infamously cucks Agamotto plays. Magneto, bubble, and shield. In this case, it was Namor bubble as well until they swapped to Psylocke. Rocket dash, and also keep note of your spacing, because some of these ultimates that you got very little value out of because you were just too far away. But yeah, there you go. Hopefully this helps. If you like the content, subscribe, like. If you want private coaching, check the description below in the Discord. Join the Discord. I do free coaching as well occasionally, and hopefully this was help, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy.